Hey, welcome back to another episode of Wrong Ones podcast. I'm Dinesh Saki, joined by Punk. Hey, Punk,
Hey, hi Dinesh.
how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, not too bad. Pretty pumped. Obviously, one of my predictions finally came true, so I'm super excited. Finally,
Yeah,
big game. Obviously, a lot of expectations on today's game, but before that, I'm not sure where Amma's hiding today.
yeah.
He's probably celebrating with the LSG fans somewhere, hanging out with the Goenkas somewhere in central London.
Good for Pant though.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
You know,
he needed that, irrespective of his own
doesn't
form. I think as a team,
yeah.
that's definitely something that'll make a massive
Um,
difference. So maybe let's get into the details. Quick summary, right? Obviously, LSG won the toss. They put SRH to bat, which I thought was a strange decision, but I think they bowled really well. 190 for nine. They've managed to restrict the Sunrisers. Hyderabad in the 20 overs. Travis had obviously up the order with 47. Nitish Kumar Reddy. I wouldn't say you know SR's typical knock, but he sort of tried to manage in the middle overs with his 32 of 28 deliveries. Klaasen, unfortunate run out 26 from 17. Aniket Verma added some firepower towards the end, 36 of 13 deliveries, five sixes, and then Pat Cummins obviously hit three sixes on a row, and then small contribution from Harshal Patel, but that's their score of 194.9. But from a LSG bowling standpoint, Shardul Thakur, I mean, that's one for the ages right now. One, you don't get picked in the auction, you come back into the squad as a cover for one of the injured players, and then now you got 4 for 34 today, best bowling figures for your T20 career, and also you're the purple cap holder. Maybe let's start with Shardul first.
yeah, so one of the reason he didn't get picked up was not because he can't he's a good all rounder.
Hmm.
The reason was his base price was 2 CR.
Yes.
Right, it is very difficult because of a lot of money upfront, all the franchisees, right? Some kept like three or four players. The ones who did not, they went for like big bucks, like Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant. So a lot of money went, like 27 crores, 24 crores, right? So having a 2 CR, I think that was the main reason, right? If he was on 50 lakhs or something, they would have definitely picked him up.
Yeah.
A lot of guys got picked up on 50 lakhs, irrespective of so I think that was the only reason. And now you see, blessing in disguise, because his base price was to CR, his getting to CR now, right?
Yeah,
So
I was about to say, and he's a deserving to CR. If you're
he
playing
did
like
he did
some of the other
but I
players,
like,
like 10 crores, 12 crores, and you're not even guaranteed they'll be in the playing 11. Like some of the international players, you might as well play that to CR for someone like Shardul, who can contribute with the bat, ball, and he's an Indian player, so he can always he'll probably
the
play more
challenge was
games.
like, yes, the challenge was once he left CSK, right, and he
Hmm.
went to Delhi, and then he was transferred and all that.
Yeah.
He lost like a bit of his form.
Yep.
That was one of the reason. And when the mega auction came, right, he didn't have any good season. Like in the last 2 3 seasons, he didn't have any good season behind
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But, as you say, right, the experience and the grit comes back, and now his purple cap holder has got like around a good, I think 7 wickets most probably now.
Yeah. Seven, three in the first,
Yeah,
and two
and
today.
four now. So
Yeah, four today. Yeah.
yeah, and they were so close to winning the first game as well, right?
Hmm.
Apart from that stumping which Pant missed, or that game was also more or less. So and Shardul played a major role there. He took wickets up front, and then here as well, right? So
Hmm.
I think so that's why he's known as Lord Shardul, right? He's got a knack of picking wickets,
Yeah.
irrespective of whether the ball is good or bad. I don't know. There's something which is the way he picks, gets, and some of the wickets are like literally silly wickets,
Hmm.
but he gets it. So that's something like a luck factor, whatever. Or maybe the players think, okay, he's an easy
Yeah,
baller to
maybe
hit,
they'll try to counter
and
and then don't realize
yeah,
he's actually quicker than he looks, and obviously now he's got the disguise as well with the slow
yeah,
deliveries that they
slow
do.
delivery, you can do a knuckle ball and all that, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah, happy for him.
Hmm.
LSG now has become the main frontline bowler with the injuries they had.
Hmm.
So good for LSG as well, right? They were struggling with all the key bowlers, being injured. So
Hmm.
and, Shardul has come up, picked up, and and that was the difference actually today, right? He got those wickets, and that
Also
changed
in
the
his
game.
first over, like those two wickets obviously
Yeah,
put
absolutely.
in Hyderabad on the back foot, right? Obviously Abhishek Sharma 6 out of 6, and obviously Shan Kishan just off a century, and then he got him first ball.
Yeah, and then the other turning point was definitely Klassen's, that run out.
Yeah.
If Klassen would have stayed, then this was like a 240
Hmm.
easily,
Yeah.
right? SRH has a huge, the depth of batting lineup with Pat Cummins can hit you those four, five, sixes. So you can imagine, right? He comes at 8 or 9. So yeah, a bit unfortunate. Like apart from they were going around 10 anyways.
Hmm.
Yeah, even with the loss of wickets, it was just that Klassen wicket which actually that I
Changed the
would
game.
suggest that became the turning point, because the way SRH goes, right, they counter that, okay, you might lose 2 wickets up front,
Hmm.
but they have the batting depth, right? So but yeah, um, so
I
that
mean,
was
Travis
only
Head
then.
did what he does: 47 of 28 deliveries, 5 4 3 6s. He was bowled by Prince Yadav. But for me personally, Aniket Verma, who put some impetus towards the end of the innings, 36 of 13 deliveries with 5 6s,
Yeah, so
and he's just 23
like,
years old.
and then just imagine the batting depth SRH has then,
Hmm.
you know so they keep on coming, and like in the if any other franchisee, right, losing those wickets up front,
Hmm.
they would have struggled to get to 160 or 170, right? And like one prime example is RR.
Hmm.
So when you have like a batting depth like SRH, right, so they just keep on coming hard, right? It's just that the track and maybe the bowling, right, you don't have that. SRH doesn't have the bowling to defend 190. Or if you had a good bowling attack, right, especially your spinners and all that, there was a chance that they could have defended 190 as well on that pitch.
Yeah.
It's just that there's only one bowler, right? And Pat Cummins is not a great T20 bowler.
Hmm.
So that is going to be a challenge
I
for
mean,
them,
they
and
still
they
have
don't
good
have.
bowling. I think it's just that they haven't managed to pick any early wickets, right? So if you look at
Yeah,
obviously
so
Lucknow's chase, right? They managed to get this target in 16.1, and the prime impetus, obviously Shami managed to get that first wicket early of Aidan Markram in his first over. Then Mitchell Marsh and Nicholas Pooran just took off, Pooran 70 of 26 deliveries, 6 4s and 6 6s.
but like I'll, like if you now just like let's take it as such opening over with Abhishek
Hmm.
Sharma.
Yeah,
If Abhishek Sharma is opening as a left arm, then it shows that there's a weakness in your team in terms of spinners, right?
but is that
Uh,
because they have two righties at strike?
yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So
Mhm.
like your spin department is a bit weak.
Okay, you're saying that's why they had to ball Abhishek Sharma rather than someone else.
Yes, so because there were two righties,
Hmm.
Markram and Mitchell, right? So left
Yeah.
arm ball, taking away from the bat side. So
Hmm.
what I'm trying to say is like I'm not saying that Abhishek Sharma is not a great ball. He did a brilliant job in the first over. But
Hmm.
I'm saying is like when it comes to having good spinners, right? They don't have that because you're needing Abhishek Sharma to do that job, right?
Yeah.
And like there's no guile like in terms of your spin department, right, which basically it's slightly that's where I see the weakness now
Hmm.
with SRH, because now if they go to a spinning this thing, let's look at the squad,
I
who
was
they
about to say,
could
were you
pick up.
surprised that they haven't played Rahul Chahar today? No, he's a wicket-taking leg spinner. He's done
Yeah,
well
I'm
for Punjab in
surprised,
the past. So, and I
absolutely.
haven't seen any news around him being injured or anything. The only piece I've read somewhere is, obviously with how well Adam Zampa did in the last innings, they wanted to bring in Adam Zampa as that impact sub, and he's going to be the main bowler for Cummins rather than Chahar, is how I'm reading it.
That's like you, so if you see Zampa was not picked up by lost lot of
Hmm.
franchises, right?
Yeah.
in the auction, and wherever he was, he hardly got chance. If you see in his IPL, he has hardly played many matches.
Yeah.
So there might be something which I don't know,
I mean, no offense,
the
Zampa
other
is still a great
yeah,
bowler, and obviously
he
he's done
could be a great bowler,
relatively
but
well for Australia. But yeah, I hear you.
in
In terms
IPL,
of IPL, RCB,
you
Chahal was ahead of him, and RR again.
yeah,
Chahal was there, so
absolutely,
Zampa was like the
yeah.
second choice.
So
Mhm.
and he got smashed today, right? The thing is, have you need to have maybe the only reason is that they've got like two leg spinners, right? So
Mhm.
it's you cannot have two leg spinners in the same game. So you
Yeah.
either choose one or the other, right?
Mhm.
If they don't right, who else could be your next bowling? They could have taken Mendes and bought in Chehar,
Yeah.
right? So that could be one option, because if your fast bowling department is slightly weak, right,
Mhm.
then they could. But yeah, they don't have like a mystery spinner, which every team now more or less has one. If you
Yeah.
see, so this guy from uh, what's his name, who bowled today? I'm just trying to find his name.
For whom?
Uh, for LSG, right?
Oh, in today's
The
game,
guy who, yeah, yeah,
long hair.
Digvesh
Yeah,
Rathi.
Rathi. Yeah, Digvesh Rathi. Yeah. Mhm.
So all of these, you got like Digvesh Rathi here, then you got like uh, for KKR,
Mhm.
you got a mystery spinner, then you got
Varun.
like, yeah, Varun is there, and then even Narayan is there as well, right? Then if you see for Gujarat, you have Rashid, and those type of spinners, right?
Mhm.
With on a flat deck, which SRH has, you have to have some guile and some mystery spin to get this, because you see, if you're scoring 200 on an average, right, every time, if a Varun Chakravarti is there in your team,
Mhm.
then the opponent batsman will try to go and try to hit him, and that's when they get more runs. But if it's like 140, 150, then the opponent batsman will just take those 5 or 6 runs per over, and then they don't give wickets. But with SRH, they should have looked into having one of this. I mean, in the auction, like this is
Mhm.
something which they might have missed a trick. In hindsight, now this is what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Where the bowling attack, because if all the fast bowlers are getting thrashed
Mhm.
because the way the pitch is. So there has to be something for the bowlers as well, right? And
Mhm.
see, like it's like you die by the sword, right? And SRH is showing that, okay, they've got a taste of their own medicine actually in return,
Absolutely, and that's what I've read on the
because
socials as well. But also, just on the point you were just making, right? I think this puts some extra pressure on the batting that they always have to deliver. They always have to score the 220,
absolutely.
230. If not, the bowling can't defend.
So now
As simple as
there'll be
that.
more pressure now.
Yeah. No,
So
absolutely.
because this 190
Mhm.
is a very good score,
Yeah.
and then still, like on that pitch, but generally 190 is a good score, right?
Mhm.
And still, like you get chased down in 15, 16 over, then you have to see, like maybe you have to rejig your bowling and see who could be a good bowlers, your
Yeah.
impact subs, all of that they have to like really look into and see
Mhm.
that, okay, if we're going to score like 200 or like 180 to 200,
Mhm.
do we have the bowlers to contain, especially
Yeah.
in Hyderabad,
Mhm.
right? Away pitches, we don't know how the conditions could be, right? So that we cannot comment. But at least in SRH, and SRH is banking on at least winning, out of the 7 matches, they're
Mhm.
banking on winning at least 5 to 6,
Yeah.
which most of the home advantage everyone wants to take that, right?
Mhm.
And if you're getting like if say the next match, which could be in SRH, and and somebody comes, and then you have to go and win in away matches, right? And what will happen is the opponents will give you more of a like a sticky wicket, like Guwahati, or like a in Calcutta or in Chennai, and you might get more spin bowling options, which SRH batsmen might struggle
Mhm.
to face, because the ball's not coming on the bat, right? So they're more like stroke players.
Yeah.
Then that singles, and that those. So there will be strategies coming up now.
Mhm.
So yeah, I agree with you that the Hyderabad team is going to be now a bit of pressure because of.
Yeah.
So see, two things went wrong for them, right?
Mhm.
They got to bat first,
Yeah.
right? Which everybody, we even commented, right?
Yeah.
That do not let SRH bat.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they batted first and they did not score runs,
Hmm.
right? So that's, and then they got 190 and they were not able to defend. So there's a lot of pressure now on the management and the captain as well. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Obviously, we can't forget Nicholas Puran. What an innings! He just
Oh,
single-handedly took the
crazy.
game away.
Absolutely. So man, that, like, by the 10th over, right,
Hmm.
you only needs, like, runs per ball. That's
Yeah.
it. By the
Yeah.
10th over, he'd taken the game. If they were just playing singles,
Hmm.
they were just like, it was just 60 balls, 60 runs, round about that. That was the thing. But what's clean striking, man?
Yeah. I've
Crazy
seen a
clean
stat.
striking. And yeah, yeah, tell me.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you. I've seen his stats as a Suman
Yeah,
from Water Player. He actually shared a stat with me. So
yeah,
essentially, in terms of like where Puran hit his sixes, five of his sixes that he hit, they were all in the mid wicket region. The same
okay,
stroke, every delivery, he hit a six. Man, that's just unbelievable. Like his confidence stay clear, like the
yeah.
the boundary.
And generally that's the longer part of the ground, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, man, that's been, like, he's got some real power,
absolutely. Yeah.
on his strike. And then, like,
Hmm.
yeah, that, like, they've got a very good batsman now, and like he's
Yeah.
in red hot form, and that's what LSG is banking on
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
get them across
And
the
wait
line.
till
And
Pant hits some
yeah,
form as well. But again, Mitchell Marsh as well, top of the order. He only comes as an impact as a pure batsman because of his injury concerns with the ball,
yeah,
and he's been contributing like that's two games in a row. He contributed massively for LSG.
I think so. I With Markram, right, they can look at substituting Markram with somebody else,
Hmm.
maybe getting a fast bowler.
Yeah,
But they only have one guy, yeah, who can, like, um, who's the other fast bowler in the team? Samar Joseph. They could try
yeah,
that.
Shama Joseph, yes. But then who would you open with alongside
um,
Makram? Promote to someone like Badoni.
I would go with Badoni.
Okay.
He feels a misfit, down there.
Hmm.
Right, Abdul Samad is there, and like
I
Samad
was
has
about to
got
say, I
another
always
cricket.
want. I thought Abdul Samad, like generally he's a finisher. He's played as a finisher for Hyderabad, but I personally think he's someone who can actually open. He can actually hit the long ball, and someone maybe they can actually try and see.
Even Badoni, actually, Badoni has done the past. Like, he's got those cheeky shots, which, if you have only two players outside, right,
Hmm.
I think the Badoni would be a better fit,
Yeah,
rather than, because Samad has that power hitting,
yeah,
uh, you know so as a finisher, Samad can continue, and then you promote Badoni up
yeah.
and get a
Bring in Shama
Samar
Joseph
Joseph.
so that you can
Yeah,
just make your bowling stronger. Yeah, maybe.
yeah. They have they're struggling with the bowling. If then
Hmm.
LSG can be, and if Samar Joseph comes good, right,
Yeah,
then they have a very good balance.
balance. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sort of concludes game number seven between LSG and SRH, and credit to LSG for obviously pulling one at SRH home. But obviously, the big South derby tomorrow,
Hmm.
CSK versus RCB. Who is your pick, Punk, between RCB and
CSK, man.
RCB?
CSK,
You
man.
only have one choice,
RCB.
RCB.
CSK.
Fair enough.
It's a home
Obviously,
ground, and like, so.
I don't know.
That's
I
the
got a
only thing.
feeling like my hunch from yesterday. I said LSG.
Yeah,
LSG won.
see,
My hunch for
see,
tomorrow is RCB. RCB is gonna win.
no, no, I agree. It's like, on paper, if you see LSG and SRH, right?
Hmm.
SRH should win, right? It's game is a game, right?
Yeah,
It's just how
small
do they
margins.
perform. Small margins. If Klassen was not out on that,
Okay, it could have been
call,
different, right?
it would have been a very different game altogether, right? So
Hmm.
you would have gone to 220 to 30. So yes, but tomorrow's game is slightly different because it's in a home ground in CSK, right? And they've got
Yeah.
good spinners. The only thing is, if they get Rajat Patidar out,
Hmm.
then RCB is going to struggle.
But that's my
He's the
question,
only
right?
guy who can actually hit spin bowling really well.
So, anything you think you would change from a CSK standpoint in the playing 11 from the last game or the same team?
I would continue, because the way CSK is, like, they just like package the team for 6 games, 7 games.
Yeah.
when they go, and
The
like,
consistency, they just continue with the same stuff. They
yeah,
don't like too many changes.
and they won't even change the batting order, right? You will
Hmm.
see Rahul getting a chance, and
Yeah,
Rahul is a good batsman. I hope like he comes good. He's like Rahul Tripathi I'm talking about, right?
yeah,
And just the
figured.
only thing, Deepak Hooda, right? He's got the he's a good hitter as well, right?
Hmm.
He's a power hitter as well. It's only that like he needs to take a bit of time, right?
Yeah.
These are not like flat tracks. They are like sticky wickets, Chennai, right? You just can't
Mhm.
come, and you're coming from Gujarat, Ahmedabad pitch was completely different to what you're facing here
Yeah.
in Chennai, right? You need to take your time, you have to be careful how you're playing, right? So
Mhm.
this is not like 200 pitch, right? 180 is like a winning score. Yeah, so like only thing is RCB, the guy who I fear in terms of is Rajat Patidar. He is a very good batsman of spin.
Mhm.
And I was telling even, like remember the 5 T20s you're
Yes.
talking, that he should get an opportunity to for the 2026 World Cup.
Mhm.
Uh, because it's happening in India, right? So
Yep, that made a lot of respect, but let's see how things unfold over the course of this IPL season.
yeah.
On that note,
Do
thank
you
you.
think your squad will change for RCB?
I don't think so. I think again, and I mean, I personally want them to have the consistency, like play the same, like playing 11, like they did in the
Yeah.
previous game. If anything, the only change, if anything, I would like to see is probably bring in Jacob Bethel somehow in the playing 11 in place of maybe a Liam Livingston. I'm personally think Jacob Bethel with his slow left arm might
Mhm.
be a better suited like for a CSK pitch than Liam Livingston. Again, Liam Livingston has done extremely well in the first
But
game,
the spin, right?
but is a leg spinner. I don't know, if it's the right choice. But yeah, if anything, that's the only change. But again, people might argue there's no difference between Bethel and Krunal Pandya, both left arm. But
Mm.
that's just my choice, if anything.
And Livingston
Because
can bowl both ways, right? So that's,
yeah,
and
man.
then you
I
need
mean,
a
you
spinner
already
as
have
well. So
Suyash Sharma who already like a leggy. So that's
yeah.
what I thought. Bethel might be a good addition. He's Bethel to me personally is like the Satner. He can
Yeah.
actually contend, not
Yeah,
concede too
we've
many
seen.
runs and put pressure. So that's what I think Jacob Bethel might be a good pick. But if not, I think they should stick to the same team. And a winning
Yeah.
combination. Don't change that.
No, don't. And they
Hopefully,
did
Phil
really
Salt
well actually in the
takes
first
off
game.
again and yeah,
Yeah.
put some big runs on the board.
Uh, that's
Cool.
going to be interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see how things unfold. But
Let's.
yeah, as always, thank you for your time, Punk. Viewers, like we always say, feedback is always welcome. Subscribe, bell icon, like Amar always says, hit the bell icon, and we'll come up with more and more energy over the next couple of weeks as we progress into the second week of IPL, round two of the games. Have a good night. Bye.